welcome back to another video. Sorry it's been a while, but now I got something special for you. This one will be a scary story. It's gonna let you know about how it came to be of me having like kind of dosing encounters and my brother, aka my twin brother, on how it came to be, on how we did it. First, well, I won't say first, not my first anyways, but for me, before we start, remember, like this video, share the video, check out my TikTok, check out my Instagram, and I'll see you there. But anyways, alright, it's all started where I was very young. I forgot how old I was. I think I was about, let's say 7, maybe something like that. I was always afraid of the dark. Like, that's my biggest fear of all. Used to be anyways, scared of the dark. No matter how many houses we had to move, where we move, where we are, where we sleep. If we sleep in this, me and my twin always share things. So when we were younger, I always share beds. And I always had to sleep by the wall. No matter what. I always had to sleep by the wall. Otherwise, if I sleep on the edge, I feel like somebody will grab me, drag me off somewhere. But it always started like that because it wasn't always like that, me sleeping by the wall, but it just started that way because when I started hearing, like, as in when the room was so quiet, I'm sure half of y'all heard the same thing, y'all alone, and like the whole house is just silent. And I always hear like whispers, faint whispers, like nobody around, everybody sleep, just me in the dark, silent. And I hear like just, and I never liked it that, and I always hear in the darkest corner. At first where I was sleeping, the bed was in the middle of the room, so it wasn't by a wall, it was kind of dark. It was room on my side and there was room on my brother's side. It was dark on this side, dark on this side. Always dark, no matter what, the corner. So I always hear a whisper coming from it. I always hear a whisper. I always had. It get me shaking to the point I get so scared, hyperventilating, waking up my brother, let him know what I heard. He always say, "Go back to sleep. It's not real." He said stuff like that's not real. That's what he always told me. But I at least woke him up a million times on every house we moved because I always had bad experience with stuff like that. So I always go to him because he right there. You know what I mean? But he don't never pay he never paid attention to me. That's never made it crazy though. But and then one day it just that went on for like at least a couple of years till I literally just started not really caring, as in, somebody gonna get me. They gonna get me. I don't know. So I started just sleeping through the night, or I try to go to sleep before my brother. But every time I do that, waking up in the middle of the night, I hate that. But besides that, and then it was his turn. He always viewed the point, as in he saw something. He when he stay up at night or something, he see something. And it was always like that. I never saw it. I always heard it. He saw it, but he never heard it. He saw it. And it was one night to where like we moved into a new house. So, and me and my brother, we always sleep on a fan, and this time it was one of those shop fans. It was one of those big fans that blows so loud, but it feel good, like it's just. But I was asleep, and my brother woke up. He saw a lady standing over me. Some lady, long hair, but like with a white dress, just staring over me. So he sat there. I know how he get when he gets scared, so he sat there. Kind of did what I did when I hear things. Your breathing started, you start getting hot, surrounding hot, you know what I mean? Like everything is just so intense. So he kind of jumped at it, and then it ran right through the door, and as soon as it left, he woke me up. and told me what was standing by me, which in that moment I was having a nightmare, but I'm sure that probably, I thought it ain't had nothing to do with it, but he let me know what happened. And I believe him because we always have rare situations in that house anyways. Like and then for some reason to me, like I saw stuff like that, but when you see something and then it's not really what you always just see every day, you just for some reason though, that thing always had a horrible taking on my sister because one day me and my brother was in our room. We don't like nobody in our room. Every time our sister come in, we be like, get out, whatever. But we had our door open. If it was me and him sitting in the room, or we was laying down. We were laying down, and then it was morning time. The door opened. We looked up. My little sister walked in, but we always sleep with our head under the cover, so we just kind of put it, cover over our heads. And then like a couple of minutes passed, and my sister came in again, and we looked up, and then at that exact moment, we looked at each other like, "What the? Well, you were just in here?" She was like, "No." I'm like, and then we looked in the direction it went, cause the room wasn't that big. It was just a bed. The bed was the biggest thing in the room, really, but it was a bed, a fan, and a window. So you walk in the door, the window right in front of you. Like, if you gonna scratch the hands right there, that's the only way to go. And we looking around like, you know what I'm saying? And another weird thing, Ed did the exact same thing to where like we were sitting in our room, our door was open, and my little sister was just in the hallway in front of the door, but standing on the wall like this, just staring, and we were staring at and it's like we shut the door and in the face, whatever. And by the way, this was after school. We came home after school, came in the room, and then we just sitting in the room. And my sister just staring at us. We just shut the door. We didn't say nothing. We just shut the door. And then turned out my sister wasn't even at the house. She was at a baseball game she had in Monroe, Louisiana, and that shook us so bad to the point then I just started to realize what else can be in this world, because at the same time you experiencing things but your mind can't catch up to it, so your mind gonna try to make you believe whatever makes sense to you. Be like, oh, it's not real, it's just something else, and to your best mind to know, you're gonna go with it because you can't explain it without your mind telling you what really is going on, you know what I mean? So you don't say nothing, or you don't, say anything. But everything tied it all together to where like one night me and my brother was asleep, and it's around 3 a.m. All I heard was my brother started screaming. I'm like, what the? I jumped up like, what the heck? His hands, like his whole arm was like red, and we dark skinned. And it was so dark in the room, his whole arm was red, like shaking red, and it kind of grabbed his neck, like grabbed his neck, and then he had a cross on his neck. It snatched it off and chunked it across the room. And then I hurried up and jumped up and turned on the light, and then his hand was kind of shaking, but it was fading away, as in it wasn't red anymore. Like we saw, oh my God, I don't know what to say. He knew it was hot too, because once it was red and it was shaking, grabbed his hand, he bit it, but it burned him. Somehow it burned him, I swear to God. Right across, chunked it across the room. He ain't never put that cross back on his neck. He ain't never put a cross back on his neck at all. Like, he don't even do it to this day. He always bring up that moment. And like I said, I always been the one to hear things. He always been the ones to see things. I'm not sure what really started that, because For me, it always been like that for me because it would trigger fear. Like darkness just triggered me so bad. And I started hearing things, you know. But the more I got older, the more I realized I was not crazy. And then it was one thing. It was a photo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what my brother was doing. No, he was taking pictures. Forgot what he was doing. But on one of the pictures, it was the girl he literally explained that night. Long hair with a white dress on. Behind me. More like kind of hugging me type of thing. Or close to my neck, something. For some reason, I figured it was just more attached to me. That's a scary thing, and I didn't want to think about it because he always sees stuff. Like he always sees stuff. I always hear it. And now, when stuff like that happens, I can, I can choose to black it out and just not pay no mind to it. You know what I mean? Of course, the older you get, the more you realize, hey, someone gonna get me, they're gonna get me. I'm not sure. And then, yeah, that was the scariest moment, or one of the scary moments of my life. My brother never rode across again. I still remember how his hand was. Ironic. And it's like, I don't know if I feel like more weird stuff happens to twins, but I don't know. Maybe I can be wrong. I know for a fact, whatever was that in my life was torturing me every day. It knew I was scared of the dark. It knew. But I made peace with that now. Now that I'm not, of course, I'm a grown man, so I ain't afraid of no dark. He's not, but he still don't wear no cross. But he never been afraid of the dark anyway. But anyways, let me know. Did y'all like the video? Let me know y'all scary stories in the comments, or let me know if y'all want to hear more. And this is my story time. Please like this video, share this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.